Chris Level here with another edition of Patriot Talk. My man Joe Sexton with me as always. Colton Coons taking care of us behind the camera. Did want to say thank you to the folks at Gene Messer Ford Lincoln for sponsoring these shows that we do with our coaches here at Lubbock Cooper Independent School District. Man, from 0-4 to 4-0, and I need to give my man Coach Sexton here some truth serum. Did you expect to win by 40 last week?
Negative.
I mean, and that's all due respect to Seminole and what they are and the result last year and all of it. They're players, but it just.
I really felt good all week. Our coaches felt good all week. The kids had, I would say, probably one of our best weeks of practice. There wasn't a whole lot of focus. Us trying to focus them because they had it themselves.
I feel like you were talking about me. It was like there's not a whole lot of focus. I'm like, I concur.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that.
No, our kids came out on Monday and they knew what was in front of us, and they made us look pretty bad last year, and they wanted to make sure that didn't happen again. That was the last thing that we talked about before we left the indoor, before we ran on the field, was made them all look at that score again and just try to say that we're not going to do that again. And a lopsided victory like that was something that really I didn't think would happen. I knew that we could win. I thought it would be a tight, maybe 1-2 score game, but anything like that never really crossed my radar.
You put up 42 points in the second half to their 13. You win at 63-27. And this is a explosive Seminole team. This is a team with a really good running back and a group of receivers, and it's a quarterback that I think is younger and learning and all that. But
he knows where to go with the ball.
Okay,
He knew to get his number one. That kid is very explosive and a great receiver.
Yeah. Your quarterback, was this – I'm going to phrase this wrong. Was this his best game? Considering the context of who it was against?
Well, with the amount of competition and the kind of how big the game was, I guess, he was on. He was amazing. I think he accounted for 7 touchdowns.
He threw for just under 250, almost next to no incompletions at all, and then rushes for over 100 yards and scores 3 times. It's pretty good.
He was. I love seeing his face when he comes off the field. After he scores, sometimes I don't get to talk to him right away. Or
we're talking about Colton Bouchard. That's who we're talking about.
And sometimes he'll come by and he'll have some words for me, and or sometimes I will go have words with him. But he's always smiling. He's such a great quarterback, great kid, and we're extremely fortunate to have him.
Was this a bit of a coming out party for a younger running back that hadn't just been able to?
Yes.
Okay.
Take
me through who we're talking about here.
Caden Joseph.
Okay.
I believe this summer we had a conversation about did we have anybody that you were going to be surprised, and I believe I threw out his name right off the bat. He's such a great athlete, great kid. He's very quiet. He doesn't talk a whole lot, but he is explosive. He's strong. He's intelligent, and he's got all the things that he's got a little wiggle in him that can make people miss, just like he did the other night. And he can run through tackles, catches the ball well out of the backfield.
Did I hear Coach Newton? I think Coach Newton maybe told me this the other day, and I think I'm talking about this same player. But is Caden Joseph like the fanatical eater in that it's like grilled chicken and like lettuce? And
right. He
is very like almost just nuts about how tries to clean and how healthy
Right.
he eats.
He does. He's his parents have done a great job raising him, and actually his mom's from Perryton. Yeah.
So is Coach Sexton. So that's why
So-
that's why I got the wink and the gun.
Yeah.
His
So
mom from Parrington.
so anyway, yeah, he's just a
Okay.
really good kid, great running back, and it was great to see him have a good night. Our running back room was pretty crowded there for a little while, and then
And that's part of what I wanted to say is that you wish that none of your kids got dinged up or could play every game. But odds are, if everybody was healthy, Talon Wilcox would have been starting this game and probably got the bulk of the carries. He's earned that and played really good, but you don't even have him in this game, and yet you still. That's what I guess it's all about context. It's what's crazy is that you still got the result, and he's one of your better players.
Right. Well, we've always talked about this whole year how much depth we have at certain positions and
Quality depth.
and just a lot of folks. But all three of our running backs, all four of our running backs actually, can jump in there and contribute as much as they can. We've got, with Colin Chadwick started the game and kind of got dinged up and didn't get to finish. And, when you go to Caden at halftime and go, hey, you're going to be the guy in the second half. And he just smiled and said, yes, sir, and rushed for 150 something.
Yeah, 151.
151.
Yeah, that's what this shows.
Yes. So,
were you are you concerned at all? Like, because some of this you may not be concerned about at all if they're effort wise. We talked about this before. The number of penalties.
yeah,
It's a love-hate relationship with that.
That's been one of our kind of things that we need to clean up just a little bit.
It hasn't affected the outcomes. I will say that to the games.
Well, at some point, it's going to come down to something like that, and we definitely need to. I spoke to a couple of our players on Monday about, some of these things that you're going to see on paper that kind of glare out. I'm talking about Isaac's roughing the passer penalty, but it was just so close.
And that's an effort penalty.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard on those guys when he doesn't know that the ball's gone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can't
because
stop.
he is, you got 225 pounds, he's trying to slow down and.
Doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't. So stuff like that really doesn't bother me all that much because he's hustling. He's trying to make a play. And, I think we had a couple others that were, kind of close to being, those don't bother me all that much.
Yeah, I got you.
I think we had 8 penalties for 100 and something yards.
Yeah, the yardage is what is glaring.
Right.
It's a length of a field for free.
Yeah, you don't want to give up that many yards.
Yeah, that's right. You're in the midst of this non-district schedule, and you had Seminole, Fort Stockton, I think Midland, Greenwood next week. These are all potential playoff opponents.
Could be, yes.
Okay, and I'm fascinated. Does that even enter into your thought process about we maybe getting these guys next time? Let's don't show them this. Let's purposely show them this. Or do you even?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Coach Newton has, he knows that we could run into these people somewhere down the road. So some of the things that we have on, probably not going to show the first time around just in case we need it. So there's part of the playbook that probably won't make it in.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that we didn't show Seminole.
Okay. All right.
That we're hanging on to.
It's just the way it worked. It's like it's almost like you're playing the way it's just the way it worked. But
well,
you have your own district and you're playing this district as your almost entire
that was
Snyder.
Right. And that was the only district that wanted to play us. And
Okay.
so it was like
You didn't have any choice.
no, we really didn't have any choice. Obviously if I would have had other choices, I wouldn't have chosen a district that we're going to run into first round. But I'm like, hey, you want to play? Great, let's go.
I got you.
So that's just kind of how it worked out. Maybe, with realignment coming up next year, there's probably going to be some changes on there. And I talked to Seminole, their head coach, right before the game, and he was like, "Sure, we want to play again, so we'll play them again."
Okay. Yeah, and speaking of Coach Pointer, he indicated after the game, after it was over, that he's like, this offensive line for Liberty and this defensive line for Liberty gave us the most problems. Speak to your trench work, and I'll let you kind of.
Well, you're not ever going to talk about our success that we've had without talking about those guys. And there's 7 or 8 offensive linemen that have all contributed. There's 6, 7, 8 defensive linemen, and you're not going to talk about any kind of success, or I will never talk about any kind of success that we've had without mentioning those guys, because it just does not happen. You know, you watch football on Saturday, those guys that are dominant on both offensive and defensive lines are going to be the ones that are going to win.
And to sum up that stat, some of this is schematic on purpose because they try to throw it more than they run it. But I just want to mention this anyways. The rushing yards in this game, 363 to 37.
Yes.
That speaks to both groups
doing their job.
Yeah, doing their job.
And I believe they had 55 yards on one run.
Okay.
There in the second half. So
okay, because that must factor in like sack yardage and all that stuff.
So we did a great job. They have a really good running back, and we shut him down most of the night. And that was obviously they want to throw it a lot more than they want to run it. But last year he ran quite a bit, and this year that was a focal point for us. Those guys, you know, when you look at our defense, a lot of people will see that and go, "Oh, they've only got 4 guys in the box. We ought to be able to run the ball against that." Well, those three guys up there on the front are.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Yeah. Don't
go in the room full of chainsaws.
Yeah, it's bait. Yeah. Time of possession. Is that a real thing? Is that just a byproduct? Because you dominated this in this one, and part of that is because we just talked about the rushing yardage was so lopsided that you just get to sit on the ball.
Away.
Yes.
Well, that's a good thing about what we do. I think this morning we were talking, and what are you going to try to take away? You want us to run the ball, okay? You know, if you want us to throw the ball, you know, I believe we can do either with what we have. You know, so when the weather gets bad, I feel really good about still doing whatever we need to do.
Your game will travel.
Yes,
Your team
it
will
will.
travel.
It will. And, you know, there's been some times in the past, like last year, we were pretty one-dimensional as far as just trying to run the ball, just try to stay in games and stuff like that. But if we want to play takeaway, I think Coach Newton and his guys can play takeaway.
I don't think last year you had the offensive line to protect regularly and consistently enough to sit back and is that fair?
Yeah.
And now they're just worlds better. That group up front.
It's just so much
night and day. Yeah, because I think you said this to some of the media after the game, talking about the Seminole game. It's like we were building up to this game and looking at last year's film, and it's like just noticed that we're just not even the same team. Okay, I had somebody ask me this. How does somebody like you spend a typical Saturday during the high school football season? Like, how do you like, okay, you got this game from the night before, and it's like, okay, what do you do on a Saturday? Like,
well,
how quickly
yeah, it turns around pretty quick.
Yes.
Usually we will feed all of our coaches after the game, and coaches wives that want to come eat. So we go right after the game. You know, we'll get some laundry started, and then we will go eat and feed those guys. And then,
where?
Usually at my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we try to feed all those guys that have been working hard all day long.
Good for you.
So,
what's usually the cuisine?
Oh, you name it. We've had tacos. We've had pizza. We've had, you know, something usually pretty simple.
Spin the wheel on the. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
So then Saturday morning, Coach Tolliver and Coach Newton and I usually roll in 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. And first thing I do is see what laundry's left, and we get the laundry going. We let the old guys do the laundry on
Jocks and
Saturday.
socks, man.
That's what we do.
That's Coach Sexton right there. Jerry Jones and Coach Sexton right there. Their bank accounts look exactly the same. Let me tell you.
I wish.
Yeah.
I bet we're putting out a better product right now than they are.
1,000%.
Sorry
Yes.
about that,
Yeah.
but that
Don't
kind
be
of hurts.
sorry.
That kind of hurts me to say.
I know, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
So we just do laundry, and then as soon as laundry's done, I move right into grading our game film from the night before. I'll go through and watch the linebackers. And
What kind of detergent do you use? Do you have a preference?
whatever comes in those big 5-gallon buckets.
Oh, okay. You're
No.
not like a Tide guy versus whatever.
No,
Okay.
we have industrial.
Oh, okay. Got it. I was just curious.
Yeah.
I didn't know
so,
if there was a.
no, there's not a brand.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
all right, sorry.
So then we just move on. We'll grade our film, and then we'll have. I start watching the opponent's film, and first thing I look at is their offensive line,
Okay.
and just to see. Before I look at any type of skill kids that they have, I'm watching their offensive linemen, just to see kind of what happens, and then usually, noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, we'll start wrapping up because that's about the time I start to lose focus just a little bit. It's time to either watch the Red Raiders or watch some good college football on TV. So,
Okay.
but then I usually take my computer home and I'm watching game film.
Multitasking.
In between commercials, I'm watching some film. So
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
So it's a pretty good Saturday. I like it. It's laid back. I've been on staffs before where it was 7 to 6 or 7 to 7 sometimes, and I like our schedule.
Yeah.
Because I get to set it.
Yeah, that's right. There's so many things that have changed. Really, I don't know, since the pandemic and
Yes.
over the years, there's so many different ways to
Well,
work.
our district has excellent technology. So why not take advantage of it?
Use it. Yeah, that's a great point.
So we use our technology that we have. I've never been at a school district that had better technology than what we do.
Are you a heads or tails guy?
Tails never fails.
Religiously, you never waver from that.
Yeah, that's kind of. Usually, I let the captains decide, but if it's me, so far pretty much every ball game, I think maybe Seminole deferred this week,
Okay.
but I want to say that's the first coin toss that we've not won because we take the ball. I think we've had the ball every game so far, starting off.
And you let the captains decide heads or tails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But
Now, if they ask, I'll tell them we want
Tails.
to call tails, but that's part of their job.
Okay, interesting. Heads or tails.
Actually, we've never had to call it yet because we haven't been on the road.
This is true. But I'm saying in general. And,
Yeah.
hopefully you could get into these things later on in the year because you're about to call it, I guess this week and in the next couple weeks. But you get into coin flips for what stadium you want to play at the playoffs.
Yeah.
And all. There's coin flips for everything.
Yeah,
High school
I
sports.
like tails.
Okay. Tails never fails. I dig it.
Yeah.
That's you're the fourth person I've asked that question to today just because I was kind of trying to get it. And that's everybody's the same answer. Everybody's a tails guy.
Gosh, maybe I need to change to heads then.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
Favorite? This is a bit of a trick question, but I have your new one, but I want to know your previous one. But your favorite flavor of Bluebell?
Oh, it's banana pudding.
You're an ice cream
Junkie.
addict.
Junkie,
You're a recovering addict.
I am
think you told me.
recovering. I am in recovery.
and occasionally you fall off the old wagon there. That's right. Yeah.
This past week, I fell off hard.
So the banana pudding Bluebell is your favorite.
Yes.
Okay.
But that pecan pie is right there.
Pecan pie Bluebell is a new one. Yeah, that
it was really
good. Yeah.
Some guy turned me on to that.
Some idiot.
Yeah.
Okay, if you This is my favorite. What exotic animal would you want as a pet?
Exotic animal?
Yeah.
I'd love to have a chimp. A chimpanzee.
Okay, they're smart.
I know. That's why.
They'll spit on you, and they'll do different hand signals to you and all that. You've seen that?
Yes, I have seen that.
That's a Seinfeld episode
Yeah.
from years ago. You can Google it and see. But okay, a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I went to. Monkeys are very smart and intelligent, right? We know this. I went to a vacation with my grandfather when I was 16 years old. We went to Africa, and the hotel was in the middle of the elevated, essentially a glorified treehouse, but it was massive, right? And as soon as we checked in, they're like, "Hey, you need to lock up your windows and lock up your doors and all that stuff before you go and eat dinner or whatever." The people next door did not. 20 little monkeys had gotten to these people's room, and they went through everything.
Oh yeah.
And I've never forgotten the mental. I was like, oh my, I couldn't believe it.
I don't know. My parents had some friends when I was a little kid that had a monkey, and I loved going to their house just because they had a monkey.
A monkey, yeah. It's very peculiar. Yeah, and I'm like, okay,
Well, for the first few times that I went to their house, I wasn't sure whether it was going to bite me. Or,
yeah, no doubt. What's going on there?
Yeah, but after I'd gone a couple times,
you made friends with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I always brought something for it to eat.
I think and if you had a pet chimpanzee, his name would be, or her name would be what?
Chris.
Yes. Yeah. That's I don't know if that's funny or rude or what. I don't know. Okay, we'll move off the exotic animal conversation. Okay, Fort Stockton. You're headed out there. It's a long road trip. It's the first road trip of the year, as we just mentioned, because you get to call the coin toss and all that stuff. Before we talk about Friday night's opponent, this was a very positive memory and a frustrating, probably, overall season last year. This was the debut of Patriot Stadium last year when they were at your place. We had a flyover that was slightly delayed, but the result that night was what you wanted.
Just having all those veterans there that night. That was another thing that getting to talk to those guys while we were waiting on the flyover. I'll never forget what one of the guys told me, and I can't say it on air, but it was great talking to those guys and just having all those people in our stadium to see our first win was priceless.
If memory serves, this was a barn burner, and it was they tied it up late, and you don't have much time left, and I think Colton Bouchard and Nash Gonzalez ultimately wins it.
I went right down the field. I think it was
going
probably,
from south to north, running toward the indoor.
Right, just probably a minute and a half or less.
Yeah.
And then Nash makes a great catch and turns it into a touchdown, and
rest is history.
Yes.
These guys are 3-1 coming into this one. They've got wins over Alpine, Crane, and Pecos. Any differences in their team this year?
No, they're still big and physical. They want to run the ball, just like last year. They had a great quarterback last year. He moved. They have another young man that stepped in and playing quarterback for him that kind of does the same thing for them. They'll get a little bit of quarterback run game, but for the most part, they're going to run the football at us. So it's going to be probably a short game because they won't throw it just a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah, time of possession.
Yeah,
limited possession type.
Yeah,
game.
So that first quarter you may only get the ball once. You never know.
Okay.
It depends on what happens, but I feel pretty good about people wanting to run the ball at us because there's a lot of different things that we can do to help stop that.
Okay. Well, good luck with the tails on the coin toss at the beginning. I hope that after this one's over, you've got more than the other guy, and that you're somehow can take advantage of some banana pudding, bluebell ice cream with your pet chimpanzee Colton, and so yeah, on the way home, that would be good.
That long,
yeah, it's Hey man, can you pick me up? I'm got a ways to go here. It's a hike.
Probably one of those 2:30 nights.
Yeah, that stings. That hurts the next morning.
Well, it makes it sure.
If you 5-0 would certainly make
Yes.
everything.
Yes, it will.
There's no doubt there. All right, Coach. Well, seriously, man, congratulations on the hot start.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch. You guys just turned into a buzzsaw, and so hopefully that continues. But for Coach Sexton, for Colton Coons, this is Chris Level. We'll talk to you next time. This has been another edition of Patriot Talk.